Imagine the scene, a wedding in the small town of Cana in Galilee. The air is thick with joy, laughter echoing through the courtyards. Music drifts on the breeze, and the scent of roasted lamb and fresh bread fills the air. It's a celebration of love, a day everyone has been looking forward to. Among the guests are Jesus and his disciples, invited to share in the festivities. Mary, his mother, is there too, her face beaming with pride and happiness for the new couple. The party is in full swing. People are dancing, sharing stories, and raising their cups in toast after toast. It's a beautiful, perfect day. But then a quiet panic begins to ripple through the celebration. A servant whispers to another, their faces etched with worry. The host's shoulders slump. In a culture where hospitality is everything, the unthinkable has happened. The wine has run out. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a social disaster. The celebration is on the brink of turning into a moment of deep embarrassment for the host family. The laughter starts to fade, replaced by concerned murmurs. The music feels a little less joyful. The party is dying. Mary notices the shift immediately. Her heart goes out to the host family. She knows the shame they must be feeling, but she also knows who is in their midst. She approaches Jesus, her expression calm and filled with a quiet, unwavering faith. She leans in and says simply, "They have no more wine." Jesus looks at her, his eyes full of a deep understanding that goes beyond the immediate problem. He says, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." It might sound dismissive at first, but Mary hears the love and purpose in his voice. She knows his heart. She doesn't argue or press him. Instead, she turns to the servants, her confidence absolute. She looks them in the eye and gives them a simple, profound instruction. Do whatever he tells you. Her faith is the spark that ignites the miracle. The servants, likely confused but trusting Mary's certainty, turn their attention to Jesus. He points to 6 large stone water jars standing nearby. These weren't for drinking. They were used for ceremonial washing, holding about 20 to 30 gallons each. They represented tradition, ritual, and the ordinary tasks of daily life. "Fill the jars with water," Jesus commands. His voice is calm, but it carries an undeniable authority. The servants don't hesitate. They rush to the well, hauling bucket after bucket of water, their movements urgent. They fill each of the 6 stone jars to the very brim. Imagine the sloshing sound, the effort, the sweat on their brows as they obey this strange command. What could filling, washing jars with water, possibly have to do with the wine shortage? Once the jars are full, Jesus gives the next instruction. "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet. This is the moment of truth." Imagine being one of those servants. You just filled these jars with plain, ordinary water. Now you're being told to serve it to the most important guest, the one in charge of tasting everything. It must have felt absurd, even terrifying. Failure would mean humiliation not just for them, but for the entire wedding party. But they obey. With trembling hands, a servant dips a pitcher into one of the stone jars. The water looks different. A deep ruby red color swirls within the pitcher. A rich, fruity aroma rises, completely unexpected. Their eyes widen in disbelief. They look at each other, speechless. The water is no longer water. The servant carries the pitcher to the master of the banquet. The master, unaware of the miracle, takes a sip. His eyes light up. He is astonished. He calls the bridegroom over, not to scold him, but to praise him. "Everyone brings out the choice wine first," he exclaims, "and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best for now." The crowd erupts in cheers. The crisis is over. The joy returns, even greater than before. The party is saved, but only a handful of people marry. The disciples and the servants who drew the water know what truly happened. They stand in silent awe, witnessing the power of God made manifest in a moment of human need. This wasn't just about saving a party. This was Jesus' first public sign, the first glimpse of his glory. As the Gospel of John, chapter 2, verse 11 tells us, this, the first of his signs, Jesus did at Cana in Galilee and manifested his glory. And his disciples believed in him. In that moment, their understanding of who he was began to shift. He wasn't just a wise teacher. He was someone who could command the very elements of creation. The symbolism is so powerful. Jesus took the ordinary water used for ritual cleansing and transformed it into the extraordinary, the best wine, a symbol of joy, celebration, and abundance. He didn't just solve the problem. He exceeded all expectations. He brought more than enough, and it was better than anything they had before. And this story isn't just a historical account. It's a message for us today. How many of us feel like our own jars are empty? Maybe it's a jar of hope that has run dry, a jar of joy that feels depleted, or a relationship that seems to have lost its spark. We face moments of lack, embarrassment, and quiet desperation, just like that family at the wedding. In those moments, Mary's advice to the servants becomes advice for us. Do whatever he tells you. It's an invitation to bring our emptiness to Jesus, to fill our empty jars with the simple water of faith and obedience, even when it doesn't make sense. When we do, we invite him to perform a miracle of transformation in our own lives. He can take our ordinary struggles, our brokenness, and our emptiness, and turn them into something full of life, joy, and purpose. He doesn't just patch things up. He makes them new and better than before. The ultimate moral of the story is simple yet profound. When you invite Jesus into your celebration, into your life, he brings a joy that never runs out. He is the source of true, abundant life. Don't be afraid to show him your empty jars. He's waiting to fill them. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content that explores the incredible stories of faith. We'd love to have you as part of our community. God bless.